Hi, this is Vanderbilt Kid Reporter, and right here with me is Kimia Shukuri, who is the IOC's Youth Olympic Games reporter. What are you doing here at the Games? Have you gone to any events yet?
I have gone to a few events. I cover things that sponsors do or some of the competitions, and I put in a younger angle to them, and it goes up on the Olympic.org website.
How long have you been into reporting?
Oh, into reporting in general. I started when I was 16. I did a week with a community newspaper, and then my high school didn't really have any journalism classes, so I just worked with some local papers, and then began working on my journalism education in college.
As a kid, were you into the news? Were you into reporting as a child?
Mm-hmm. Well, I would always watch the news with my parents, and I always just thought it was so thrilling and exciting. And but when I was really younger, of course I wanted to be an astronaut. Obviously, that didn't work out, but I don't think my second fallback is too shabby either.
Have you gone to any events yet?
I have. I've gone to the men's snowboarding cross, where the Canadian won silver and the American won gold. I went to a men's figure skating event.
And so what's your favorite part of your job here?
Well, my favorite part of my job here, other than getting to interview amazing athletes and have an inside look onto, what a real working reporter does, would be to get to actually be involved in the games in my own hometown. Yeah, I live in Vancouver. Well, I live in the Lower Mainland, Metro Vancouver, but I live in the suburb of Vancouver, which is called Burnaby.
Is there any journalist that inspired you?
I would have to say Jack Webster, which is a Canadian reporter, and we actually have awards here in Canada.
With whom?
With whom? Well, Jack Webster was a very legendary reporter. He is no longer with us, but we have awards here in Vancouver every year called the Jack Webster Awards, which I went to this year, which was really inspirational to see all the reporters in the Lower Mainland all together, and just being there has really made me, validated the fact that I want to do this even more. Yeah.
And do you have any mentors?
Mentors, well, I guess all my instructors at my school, they're all really accomplished reporters and journalists and radio and TV producers that work in news, and I guess they're my mentors because they teach me all the things that I've learned these past couple of years.
So you're a youth. Are you planning on going to the Youth Olympics that's coming up in Singapore in August?
Well, I hope to go. I haven't made any concrete plans yet to go to Singapore, but I've talked to an athlete that is currently competing to maybe participate in Singapore, and just talking to these people and talking to these young athletes is really pushing me to want to go even more.
Are you an athlete yourself?
I used to figure skate when I was younger. That was probably, the sport that I was the most into. And unfortunately, my figure skating days are over because school and work. So unfortunately, my athletic days have come to a close.
So what is it like being an IOC youth reporter?
It's really amazing because I get a backstage look into events and things going on around town that most media people don't get to see. For example, we went to the unveiling of the Olympic truce wall at the Olympic Village, and afterwards the Governor General went behind with a few IOC members to have a look at the actual athletes' village and their lounge, and the rest of the media were shut off behind these gates and they couldn't get in. But I got to sneak in, and it was amazing that such an opportunity was letting me have an inside look. And I didn't get to really meet any athletes in there because we were always in a hurry and moving. But I got to see where they eat and where they play and where they hang out and all their little houses.
Where do they play?
Well, there's an athletes' lounge where they have Wii games and a little drink bar, and I guess that's where they hang out. And all their houses have their flags up, and that's what it was kind of like in there. It was really nice, yeah.
And so I was wondering, for kids who are watching SchoolTube and for kids who are watching this video, the Youth Olympic Games, a few things about that. Like, are the sports the same as the regular summer games?
Yep, they're the same. The only thing that's different is that it'll only be athletes ages 14 to 18, sometimes more or less depending on their actual sport. But other than that, it's identical. All the sports are the same, and they also have something called the Culture and Education Program.
They have like gold medals and silver medals.
Yeah, that's right. It's exactly the same. It's just for a younger group of athletes.
So you mentioned the cultural and education programs. What exactly are those?
The Culture and Education Program is the only thing that really sets the Youth Olympic Games apart from the Olympic Games, because it's sort of like a camp of sort that they set up for these athletes to get together and work on things like team building and respect and tolerance. And it's something really important because it teaches them about life values, and it'll help them, in life down the road if they choose to, do other things in sport, or they decide to go on and, join the Olympics and compete there.
So, thanks for watching. This is Bellevue Kid Reporter, and I just interviewed Kimia Shikuhi, she is a Youth Olympic Games reporter. I'll see you next time.